Today is a big day. Today is September 29th, 2025, and today is my golden birthday. A lot of people fear becoming 30 and older, and I think once you reach your late 20s, you're really starting to feel that. You are starting to feel left behind in life, you are starting to feel judged, you are starting to feel unsuccessful unless you are doing something amazing or you're on your way to do something remarkable. But if you're pretty normal, you are starting to see this new wave of people, basically people younger than you doing all the things that maybe you wish that you had done. If you ask most people which decade they are looking forward to the most, it's probably their 20s. It's extremely romanticized in movies, on social media, and it's the first decade when you are old enough to do the things you want to do, but you're young enough to, be pretty and have energy, and you have this crazy like mindset, and you're fearless, and you just want to live your best life. When you're in your early 20s, you feel like you're on top of the world. You're fresh off the boat. You're probably good looking. You have the whole world in front of you. You're maybe single. You want to party. You want to live your best life. It's kind of like school. When you're a freshman, you feel cool because you're a new kid and everything is new. You have all these years in front of you. You can hang with older people. You're the youngest. You can truly carve your path, and I don't know, it's a cool feeling, I guess. But once you become a sophomore, you're no longer the youngest group, and there are other people who are now younger than you that have taken over your spot. And now this group are suddenly doing things that you wish that you would have done when you were a freshman. The same thing applies for your 20s. And this is where it becomes dangerous almost, because if you have this mindset about everything, you're never going to be happy and you're always going to be miserable, because there are always going to be people who are younger than you, and there's always going to be people who, yes, will do the things that you maybe dreamt about, but we're all on our own journey. You don't know how they got there, you don't know people's story, so there's no point of comparing yourself. I am almost 30 years old. I pretty much don't have a career at all. I just been back and forth with jobs, and I really don't know what I'm going to do the next couple of years. I don't even know what I'm going to do the next couple of months. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have that many friends. The only thing in my life that is steady is my wife. When you're a teenager, it's so exciting because you truly do not know what's going to happen. It's easier to daydream, to imagine a life beyond like your imagination, but the older you become, the more realistic you become. I think that's like in a good and a bad way. Sometimes the things that you thought you wanted when you were younger are not the same things that you want anymore. I think my biggest fear in life is to live a life full of regrets, to live a life that is not authentic to me, but also to live a life where I did not take chances, where I did not chase my dreams, where I did not do the scary things because I was too scared. And I think the older I become, sometimes I really beat myself up if I haven't done a major change that year. Social media has sort of ruined it because we're constantly comparing ourselves, and we're hearing these stories from people who have, they have traveled the world, or they start their own business and make $1 million, or they, who knows, they do crazy stuff. Just because someone is showing that they're successful like on social media does not mean that they are happy in their lives. There are so many internal battles that we're going through. There's so many things that we don't show on social media or that we even talk about to our friends or to strangers. So who's to say really anything? The only thing that really matters is like what you feel inside and the people in your life that you are really close with, those relationships. I just remember when I was 18 and I dreamt about the world, dreamt about the life I'm living now, and then now having lived this dream in many ways for almost a decade, it's hard for me to tell my younger self that I'm proud and that I'm living that dream now, because once you achieve something, you're always looking for something new, right? You're always looking for a new dream. And that's kind of where I'm at. I don't even necessarily know what that dream is in the same way that my dream was to come here. And I think that's where I see myself more lost. I think when I was younger, I had more concrete dreams. Now, my dream is just like to be happy. It's very abstract. It's just a feeling. I just want stability. I want happiness. I want meaningful relationships. That's like the main thing. And then I want to be able to live authentically and be myself. Those are the main things. And those are sort of abstract in in the sense that uh, they're based around feelings and relationships, and not around tangible items like a place or a school or a grade or a specific job. So I think it's harder for me to work towards these goals and achieve these dreams because uh they're more complex, and I can't necessarily just put a plan and see tangible results in the same way as going to the gym, working out, and seeing like uh, my muscles growing in the same way. I think there's just more frustration and there's even more delayed gratification. But I'm trying to remind myself that I've done a lot. I'm very proud of myself. There was this quote I saw on Instagram that said, the amount of effort it takes to maintain a clean apartment and a mid physique is crazy, or something like that. And it's true. There are a lot of benefits of becoming older: stability, money, more mature relationships. The friends you have as an adult are friends you actually want to be friends with, friends that you actually go out of your way to see and meet and spend time with, because we're all busy, and if I plan to hang out with you, then I really want to see you. The other part of my life where I feel very behind is my transitioning journey. When I started being on TikTok, and honestly, amazing, all the trans content, all the trans people on TikTok. But for me, seeing someone who is 16 years old who have already started transitioning that young, good for them. I love it for them, but hell yeah, I'm jealous. I didn't start until I was almost 30. If I could have started when I was 16 years old, my life would have been very different. Growing up, just being gay was like a struggle. Being trans was not a thing. I always wished I was a boy, but I didn't know that it was being trans. I didn't see really any trans representation. There were no trans people in Norway, barely any media representation, and if it were, it was not something I thought normal, regular people could do. It was just like something I saw celebrities could do. I mean, now we're everywhere on the news. Everyone seems to have an opinion about trans people. People who say, that's crazy that you do that to yourself that young. Oh, I knew when I was that young. I knew when I was 10 years old that was a boy, that I wish I was could be a boy. I just didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know the words, terminology. I didn't know it was a possibility because there were no there was no representation. There was no education on it. There was no like grown adult people I could talk to. I barely even felt I could talk to my doctor about like normal stuff. So talking with my doctor about this, no, that was it was just not a thing. A huge reason why I wanted to make this series, educate, advocate for my community, and to give people like me hope. If a little boy in freaking Arkansas is watching this, 12 years old, and just holding on to the hope because of the video of me, like, that would mean everything to me. Like, it felt like a minute ago when I was 18 and just graduated high school in Norway. And now I'm 29, have lived in the States for 10 years, and have built a whole life for me here. I think a lot of people tend to reflect on who they are, what they've done, where they want to go, and what they've done in the last year. And I do the same. Unfortunately, being in your 20s and getting older and reaching a new decade almost, uh it's hard to look forward to the years because the societal, I guess, expectations of your 30s are not the same as your 20s. When I was a young adult, every year was so transformative. Every year something big happened, going from a teenager to 16 to 18 to 19, 20, 21, 25, and then suddenly you're 29 and you're like, what have I done? But then looking back at this year, even the last couple of 3 months, I've done a lot. I've done more than a lot of people will ever do. I'm really proud of myself this year for starting T, something I wanted my whole life, for starting YouTube again and staying consistent with it, and just doing the things that I want to do that makes me happy. Becoming older is inevitable. We will all get there. So instead of judging, shaming, fearing it, it's something we should embrace, accept, and just, you know, find ways to enjoy.